Blessed that is the man that worketh not in the counsel of the heathen, that sitteth in the seat that is can't fall, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in this law see I did sunrise and sundown. Him a go deal like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth fat fruit in his season. Him leap never a go wither, and whatsoever him do shall prosper. Yay! The heathen them now, they saw them there like a chaff, which the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon judgment of the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God Jah love the way of the righteous and the way of the sin among them always and always. I go perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, Jah! Where twos and threes meet in the name of the Most High Jah, and that's so Jah there. If Jah never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain. Same way, if Jah never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run with and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks and I says unto your name, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, Amasa Yahuda Amasa, Negusto Daniel Ama, Komaya Sataya, Aimana Pio Aya, Kadamawe Grumabe Ati. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Remember, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High Jah shall therein abide under the shadow of the Almighty. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks unto the name that is greater than every other name. With the mention of that name, every knee must bow. Mauso Bolisa, Adano Wato, Ewo Asekle for. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot rests on the fire, there is something sumptuous cooking. Now, the black pot represents the continent of Africa, and the wonderful ingredients in the black pot represent the people of Africa. Now, just like the ingredients in the black pot, we are of different shapes and sizes and even skin color. Yet we put aside all the differences so we can interplay, interwork, and make sure that we deliver. Now, the ingredients in the black pot allow themselves to be subjected to some heating so that food is prepared. And the food is for the benefit of the people outside the pot. Selflessly, the ingredients will allow themselves to be subjected to heat to produce food that will benefit not the ingredients, not the black pot, but other people outside this. Same way, we must be selfless enough to be thinking about the next generation. We must be generational thinkers. We have to be what? Tree planters. Even though we know we will never enjoy the shade of the trees we plant. We know that the people coming before or after us will certainly enjoy the shade of the trees that we plant now. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. Now, in this segment, we normally would not criticize, but if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. This is the Black Pot, and we are live on Pan-African TV. We are also live on Loud Silence TV, loud on Ghana Web TV, loud on our own TV, the Black Empire TV. Via the power of satellite, we are seen all over the continent of Africa and beyond. That is why your businesses will do so well here. The coverage is so wide. Pick up our numbers on the screen and let us talk business. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Today we have a number of issues to discuss. I will go straight into action. Number one says what? Watch it. It says, Shameless Asuma Banda family humiliate sick Alhaji. Shameless Asuma Banda family humiliate sick Alhaji. This is Alhaji Asuma Banda. Alhaji Asuma Banda was born in 1933 in Kintampo. That was where he was born, in the Brown and Hartford region at that time. Alhaji Banda was a man who was born into a family that was well-to-do and loved businesses. At a very young age, he was interested in going to school and at the same time doing business. So what did he do? He went to school in Kintampo, and between 1955 and 1957, he decided to go all the way out to do so much more. He brought cows from Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to sell, transporting them all the way on foot to Kumasi. Can you imagine? Go to Burkina Faso, go to Mali, Niger, bring cows like a Fulani nomad. You would walk with the cows all the way from Niger down to Kumasi to sell. Hard work. He went to school in both Ghana and also in London. Now determined to broaden the horizon of his knowledge and business. In London, in fact, he formed a certain wonderful company. It was known as the OT company. But watch this. In 1960, when he was in London to further his education, he was able to join hands with some chemical engineers in some chemical industries. And he worked so hard to be able to represent Africa in the Middle East and some other such areas. That's Alhaji Asuma Banda for you. By dint of hard work, he rose to the top. Now listen to this. In 1975, he opened his own private business. Watch it. OT Africa Line was established alongside Amtrak group of companies in both London and in Ghana. Hey, in no time he had over 140 branches of his companies all over, and he employed over 500,000 people. One man. Alhaji Banda's investment in the transport industry, particularly in Ghana, continues to assume greater heights. He wasn't only in the Amtrak or shipping business, he was also in the transport business. By road, he established a lot of cars, fleets running from one point to the other in Ghana and even beyond. Alhaji Asuma Banda was a man who never relented in his efforts. And what do we mean by was a man? He doesn't have the energy anymore. Alhaji Asuma Banda was also a philanthropist. What did he do? Look at what Asuma Banda did. He was able to come together with the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, the maternity ward. With 1 billion cedis, he helped to refurbish the whole maternity block at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. In 1999, as if that was not enough, in collaboration with his foreign partners, he invested 10 million US dollars. That's about 70 billion cedis in the establishment of the container terminal, resulting in the creation of about 100 jobs. Great man. Alhaji Asuma Banda is still alive. Look at the things he did. He's about 79 years young. Alhaji Banda has achieved a lot in his life. He built a mosque, and the mosque is at the airport residential area at a total cost of over 1 million US dollars. That mosque is now a huge landmark in Ghana. When people are going around the area, they say, oh, Alhaji Asuma Banda's mosque. Alhaji Banda, in recognition of his numerous contributions to the socio-economic growth of this country, has received many awards from not only the Ghanaian government, but also from other organizations in many countries. And notable amongst these are first African to own a ship. and first Ghanaian to own an aircraft. Can you believe that? First African to own a ship. Not first Ghanaian, not first West African, not the first Arab. First African to own a ship. First Ghanaian to own an aircraft, Amtrak Airlines. Companion of the Order of Volta by the state. Ghana's best ever transport and logistic personality of the year, given by the Chartered Institute of Transport and Logistics in 2006. Honored for lifetime achievement by the Ghana Shippers Council in recognition of his great strides in maritime industry. The maritime industry in this country. Entrepreneur of the Decade 2001 by Empretech Ghana Foundation. Kwame Nkrumah Leaders Awards 2003 by All African Students Union in recognition of the leadership qualities and support for the youth and students in Africa and the diaspora. He was awarded the title of Fellow of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, for acts of benevolence in 2002 during the university's special Golden Jubilee Congregation Award. Conferment of honorary degree of Doctor of Entrepreneurship, honoris causa, by the University of Cape Coast. My brother, my sister, this goes on and on and on and on and on. One man. So much achievement. Alhaji Asuma Banda, in fact, full name Alhaji Asuma Abu Banda, serves on the number of boards that we all know about in Ghana and even outside Ghana. Member of Council of State, Executive Chairman, Amtrak, Executive Chairman of Amtrak Express Limited, Authorized Service Contractor of United Parcel Service, President, Ship Owners and Agents Association of Ghana, Board Chairman, Maridan Port Services Limited, and so on and so forth. This is the man we are talking about, Alhaji Asuma Banda, founding member and director of Amtrak Group, managing the agency network in Europe, West and Central Africa. Founding member and director of Amtrak Group, managing the agency network in Europe, West and Central Africa. Member, British Institute of Directors and European Community Ship Owners Association. My brother, my sister, one man. The first to own a ship in Africa. First to own an airplane right in this country. Today he's 79 years. And his shameless family is subjecting this man to nothing but humiliation. At this point, the public shouldn't be seeing photos like this. Do you agree with me? When my father reached this level, we, the family members, close family members, have pictures like this. We would only show them to some choicest people. We will never give them copies because we don't know where this will end, unless it's most important. But the family, look at it. Asuma Banda's health deteriorates under the care of second wife as family moves to take over. I have seen videos that have broken my heart. Family fighting over a sick man, videotaping him in this condition. The same day, this photo was taken out of that video. My brother, my sister, somebody standing there claiming to be Alhaji Banda's son. Daddy, that's my daddy. Man, that's my daddy. Daddy, just talk to me. Do you want to go home? Daddy, daddy, they're fighting over you, man. They don't care about your health, man. What the heck is happening? Your father will not be happy to be seen by the whole world in this condition. If your father is sick, he trusts that you will be able to maintain his dignity and keep him. Imagine the first man to own an airplane, first man to own a ship. Bring back that photo on the sick bed. My brother, my sister, first man to own a ship in Ghana, in Africa, first man to own a plane in this whole country. A man who used to go to Mali, Burkina Faso, to bring animals and even Niger on foot all the way to Kumasi and other places to sell. This is how you want the whole world to see him? Sickly? Like this? This family is really shameless. I spit on this family. You are a shameless family. Is this the best way you want to treat your father? And when you watch the video, it's like two wives are fighting over what this man is going to leave behind. Remember that he had it all, yet he's gradually going home without taking anything home. The biggest achievement of Alhaji Banda, hard work, philanthropy. He built a mosque for everybody. He wasn't sleeping in the mosque. He helped build some part of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital at the cost of 1 billion cedis. He helped establish so many different things. At a point in Ghana, there was no event that happened if Alhaji Banda's hand was not in it. Today, this is how you want to present him to the world. People are fighting over property when the man is alive. One wife says, oh, I've been married to him for the past 48 years. You know, so to the family of Alhaji Banda, I'm so ashamed of you. This is how you want your father, your brother, to be seen by the world. I heard one of the sons say, somebody who claimed to be a son in the video tape, say, oh, you know, daddy, show your weak hands. Daddy, come. Daddy, show your weak hands. Let the whole world see that you cannot sign any paper. Let them see. The other son of yours is going around signing, saying that, daddy, that is you signing those things. Show them your weak hands. You can't even sign. Why? What is happening? If my children did this to me, I don't believe in ghosts. I will come back as a ghost. Give them the best beating of their lives. Slaughter them like camels, one after the other, because they are ungrateful, satanic, luciferic children. To the family of Alhaji Banda, the two wives, you are shameless. To the children, you are shameless. The whole family, you have no respect for this great man. But God will speak for him. I pray that he gets well. I pray that he rises from the bed and gets his strength back. That he comes out so strong, even if it is for 1 week, to see the people who have betrayed him. To see what will happen behind him after his death. You are wicked people. Posterity will judge all of you. Anybody who touches Alhaji Banda's property after treating him like this will die like a monkey in the jungle. Anybody who will touch Alhaji Banda's property, come. After treating him like this, will die like a monkey in the jungle. Why are you so wicked? When my father was in the hospital, taking his last few steps out of the world, just last year, family members came to visit. The doctor, his personal doctor, called us, the children, 5 of us. I am the head. You know what he said? He said, this is your father's lowest point on earth. It brings tears into my eyes. This is your father's lowest point. Whatever dignity a man has is all gone. This is the last bit of it. Lying down almost naked, tubes all over him. He can't do anything even if he wants to. He's lying down. If you let people come in, this is the spectacle they are going to carry out as his last time on earth. This is the photograph they will have in their memory as the last few strides of your father. Do you want it? Do you want it? I said, no, sir. No, sir. So all of them stayed outside, and we explained to them that Our father needed some privacy. He went home. So when I see another person's father, his own children videotaping him, these are not human beings, they are animals. Right from the wives to the uncles to the brothers, they are low-class animals. They have no respect for human dignity. In 37 military hospital, you are the most useless hospital in the world. That you would allow soldiers to come into that place. A man's last moments on earth. Supposedly, you allow cameras in there to videotape a helpless man who is unable to say yes or no. A great man who contributed to lives and to the whole nation. I wonder what kind of hospital you are. You are a useless hospital. Posterity will judge you. The hospital is a useless hospital. I don't want to show that video. I do not want to show it. I am sure that you've seen it already. I will not be part of that useless propaganda. To God be the glory. Dash! Bring me the next thing. What's the next thing? Joker ECG returns to the circus for Christmas. The circus is for clowns. People who are there to clown. Most of the time they put a carrot on their noses like this. And they put something white on their mouths and they are making little children laugh. They are jumping around like monkeys on heat. That's ECG. The last comic expose they gave to us was that their systems were hacked. The only ECG, electricity company in the world, whose systems are hackable. They hacked these people's system and they played cantata with the customers, the people of Ghana. People slept in darkness for ages. People suffered. Corpses were rotting in hospitals. People's businesses came to a standstill. Christmas is coming. The jokers are going back to the circus to go and dance with carrots on their noses. What are they saying? Watch it, me brother. Watch it, me brother. What is the story saying? Buy enough power for Christmas. So ECG warns customers as it announces break. Come! Watch it. The Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, has warned its customers using prepaid meters to purchase enough power to last them during and after the Christmas holidays. The story continues. Those of our customers who use prepaid meters should try and buy enough for their home this Christmas and after. Public Relations Officer of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, William Boateng, has advised, according to the PRO of the electricity distributor, it is likely customers are going to be stranded in finding power to buy because most of its outlet vendors are not going to work during the festive season. Therefore, the decision to alert customers to buy enough for their households. Speaking on a Kumasi-based Ebusua FM, Mr. William Boateng stated that those of our customers who use prepaid meters should try and buy enough for their homes this Christmas. Wow. 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 Comedians are here to play. That's what they do. They twist their mustaches, then they start to put a carrot on top of it. Jesus have mercy. Jesus. Don't buy with little money and say, I will go and buy another during Christmas. That will cause discomfort because we will all go for Christmas break. Those who be available for sale will be few. Is this a serious country? This guy called PR is a buffoon. He is a buffoon, untrained buffoon, who knows nothing about PR. They wear their broniwawu suit and sit down in the air condition that taxpayers pay for, and they talk like they have no brain. Listen to what he said. Bring back the story. Watch it. You know how much you consume, so do well to buy enough. Otherwise, these vendors may not open their shop for you to purchase power during the festive season. You may also have to join long queues at our various offices, which will bring inconveniences. William Boating told Kojo Maafo on the show Ebusia Nkomo. Well, he says, Mr. Boating, however, assured the public that salespersons at the ECG offices will continue to work during the holidays so that the customers who may troop in to their offices can have dash. Come. These are the people we should have sold into slavery. These are the people who should have gone into slavery. Not Kunta Kente. Not Olaudah Equiano. Listen to what he's saying. You are paid. The police do not go for Christmas. The army people don't go for Christmas. Hazards of the job. You will have to stay behind to lead the blind. Electricity is one very important thing that does everything, without which nothing is done, not even a thing. PRO says, go and buy a lot. Where is the money? Naskanoe. I thought they would have said, oh, this Christmas, because of hardships, we're going to give this amount of power, maybe 10% or 20% to what you buy regularly. For that matter, it is supposed to help cushion people in this country. But no. Go and buy, whether you have the money or not. You think people intentionally go and buy 2 thoughts of electricity and go back and wait and go another 2 days? You think they enjoy doing that? The there is not there. And if the there is not there, you can't force the there to be there. But empty-headed PRO, you must go and buy. You know how much you consume. If you don't, we are all going for Christmas. Go for Christmas. Who put this guy there? Do you know what it means to say public relations? Do you understand it? Are you talking to some little kindergarten children? Hey, tomorrow is holiday. If you want, you come. If you come, you will meet anybody. If you come, lion will be here to eat you. If you come, cockroaches will be here to chase you out. Kindergarten children. That's how, this is kindergarten PR this guy is doing. These are the people. Because of who the nation is suffering. You are comfortable in a position, they dole out money and pay you to serve the people. To communicate on behalf of ECG. Maybe because of some party affiliation or tribal affiliation. The dunderhead is found sitting somewhere, rotting up the system. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry. I need a break. Hey! Wayo! Au mausobolisa. Au mausobolisa. Au mausobolisa adanu wato. Ewa sikle afo. Ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wait ndumana wune. Wait ndumana wune. Wait ndumana wune. Na wun bumangso. Zambanzo dunia. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. My name, Blakk Rasta. We are heard all over the continent of Africa and beyond via the power of satellite. Next story. What does it say? Come! Chinese dogs hunt down Ghana tax force. Jesus. After the atrocities of Chinese, now they are setting their dogs on us. God, look at the dog. The mouth is as big as that of a crocodile. Jesus, have mercy. And this is supposed to be the man, the Chinese man who unleashed his dogs on the GRA. And you can see the GRA. Ghana Revenue Authority. And you see the CDA on top, cowrie shell. It represents money, ancient money. And you can see that bird. When we have the money, we will fly. That's the sense behind that logo. Ghana Revenue. Please, this is Ghana, not Tamale Revenue, not Kumasi Revenue, not Bolga Revenue. Ghana Revenue Authority. They went to take money from some Chinese company. The Chinese got so mad and angry and decided to unleash big fat dogs on the tax people. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Roll the guns. Chinese nationals release dogs on GRA tax officers at quarry site. Come! Before the exercise, the team undertook an earlier operation in the Shai Osudoku municipality where some quarry companies were shut down for not paying taxes. Mr. Annan announced that the GRA will turn its attention to operators in tourism and hospitality industry. Yes, in the tourism and hospitality industry to ensure that the right taxes were paid during the festive season. According to the GRA, there are close to 100 grant events slated for December, which will be keenly monitored by the authority for tax compliance. He added that the case will be handed over to the Attorney General's Department. The case will be investigated, and then the docket will be completed and handed over to the legal unit for possible persecution. That's not the full story. The beginning of the story says that this task force went all the way to a Chinese outfit right here in Ghana so that they will be able to at least collect taxes for the nation. And upon entering the facility, the Chinese knew who these guys were because they were all in uniform and they unleashed their big dogs on them. Now, when the big dogs jumped on them, the task force ran away because they couldn't tell if these were rabies-infected dogs. Whatever it was, that was what they did. Come! And interestingly, when they ran away, they called for backup, police. Just as you saw in that photograph. Police came to join them. And boom, they went there and overpowered the dogs. And they were able to enter the Chinese facility. And they asked, why? Why have you invaded tax all this while? You have evaded tax all this while. And we came to talk to you about the tax. You unleashed your dirty dogs on us. So the matter, they took all the way to the Attorney General's office, because these are people in the service of the nation. Now this is what happens. Now my brother, my sister, when the dogs jumped on them, they had to find a way of getting the police to come in. Just as it's stated here, they were able to quell the situation. There are a lot of Chinese nationals operating here without paying the VAT. And when we come to enforce the law, they open their doors. We will deal with them for trying to push us back. That's what the task force team said. The quarry companies visited by the team are Executive Quarry, Pilot Stone Quarry, Tonisco Quarry, and Housing Quarry. They are all Chinese companies operating in Ghana without paying VAT. Why? Is that how you built China? Was that how Xi Hongti built your wall in China? It's because of our dirty leaders. Can you go and do this in China? No way. Because the leaders are wise. Our leaders are empty-headed, egotistical, so paragonistic, so regionalized minded. If you had captured all these Chinese who evaded the tax and sent them home to China, after putting them in jail for 1 year, I am not sure any Chinese, Indian, Lebanese, British, American would evade tax. If they have no good training in China and come to misbehave like this here, we have to teach them that we have a good training. Unfortunately, our leaders, most of them are Jimakplamase. No patriotism. That's why Nkrumah called them fools. That way, we will never be able to develop. Taxes are important. You leave your country, come into the country, make money, take back to your country to develop your country, whilst you refuse to give us our due. Do you respect us? Do you respect us? And the inferiority complex in this country has assumed unimaginable heights. Inferiority. Just approach somebody and start speaking English to the person. Low self-esteem exhibited. Whatever you say is yes. Because all that you are saying, he doesn't understand. And he feels so ashamed that he cannot speak English. If I were you, I say, Minti. What's he saying? Minti ase. Mbugumda ayanula. It's my duty to understand you. The language you are speaking, I don't understand. But we have a bad complex. Once we can't speak English, anybody who approaches us with English, we say yes to everything they want. I have a bad story to tell you. There was a young girl in my area there when we were growing up. Every night we'll see men around her. And we never understood. But when we grew to a certain point, the men who enjoyed her said, oh, she couldn't speak English. So all that it was you would just come to her and start speaking English. You know, you're a very beautiful girl. You're a very beautiful girl. Well, you're so nice, you're so beautiful, blah, blah. She'll be saying, Do you love me? Yes. Do you want me? Yes. Can you go with me home? Yes. Everything is yes. But start speaking the local language to her. She would pose. Wait, Chama. My brother, it's not a crime not to be able to speak English. But it's a crime to be brainless. When we return, we have more. Hey! Thank you for the deep eye that can see reality, the eye that can see quality. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Come! Hey, come! Watch this. Next thing, what does it say? Okyehene lacks wisdom. You know who Okyehene is, don't you? That is the chief of Nana Akufo-Addo, the present president of Ghana. He comes from the same hometown with this man. They call him Okyehene. For some time, he exhibited lack of wisdom. Our chiefs must be full of wisdom. But these days, we have a lot of fools who are chiefs. By virtue of the fact that my grandfather was chief, my son would have to be a chief. His son would be chief. His son's son would be chief. If my grandfather was a fool and was a chief, and he gave birth to a bigger fool, he would also become a chief. These days, our chiefs, they are not chiefs. A lot of them, not all. They are not chiefs who think about the youth. So when I talk like this to them, I don't fear them. They don't think about the youth. They don't think about the nation. They don't think about who is coming next. A lot of the chiefs, they are just interested in funerals, the new cloth for the funeral, selling land in dollars, inflaming their own egos. My brother, my sister, worshipping their own alter egos with no respect for the youth and the next generation. Those people are never supposed to be chiefs. One of the chiefs who should have never been a chief is Okyehene. This man here. His great-great-great-great-grandfather was not a good chief either. So Oforiatta the first, the king of nepotism. That's what history says. But this guy here spent a lot of time in London. And he came. They made him a chief because he's from the royal. We expected that. Going out there and coming, you would have combined both experiences. He came like, oh, he was somebody we could trust. But the day that he was voted the king of Galamsey, illegal mining, the whole Ghana, everybody knew. Deep-throated sources knew that this was a chief who was engaged in things like that. People knew it. King of Galamsey destroyed the land in his area. 3 weeks ago, the water supply in the area had to come to a halt because they had destroyed the water there. And the water systems couldn't take the pollution anymore. His own sub-chief that he distilled came and said, there was some money that we got from Galamsey, illegal mining, and we gave some to this man. But they came out and denied it and all that. When I heard him say, if the president does not bring a university here, blah, 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 so many different things, I started losing it. But he came back and was trying to fight Galamsey after it had gone so bad. I said, well, late than never. But today, look at what he said. And this is from my own 3 News. The most authentic source of news in Ghana. They can never lie. Let's build National Cathedral to save Akufo-Addo from shame. Is it about Akufo-Addo? Or it's about Ghanaians? That is where the lack of wisdom comes to play. Come, let's read the story. Okyehene Osagyefo Amoatia Oforipenyin II has appealed to Nananom of the Abuakwa traditional area to help in rallying resources to get the National Cathedral of Ghana built. He said, when built, the National Cathedral would be a central place of worship. Listen, oh, this is the part that is most interesting. So come with me. He said, when built, the cathedral, National Cathedral, will be a central place of worship for worshippers from far and near, and will get Christians to know all about their religion without necessarily traveling to Israel. Are they going to bring the grave of Jesus to that cathedral? Are they going to bring River Jordan to the cathedral? When people go to Israel, these are the things they want to see. These are the things they want to see, bros. They want to see Nazareth. Are they going to bring Nazareth here? And why would Okyehene say people will get to know all about their religion without going to Israel? Do we go to Israel to know all about our religion? You see the brainwash education. He also said, and listen to this, the building of the cathedral will save President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo from shame. Who cares about the shame of Nana Akufo-Addo? Is it juju or what? That the cathedral must be built. At a time Ghanaians are dying from hunger. At a time that we are running to the IMF for a loan of 3 billion. At a time we are celebrating loans. Chiefs are busily coming together to contribute money, not to build hospitals and schools and even improve water supply in their own communities for their people, but to build a cathedral to save Akufo-Addo from shame and to bring worshippers from near and far to know all, emphasis mine, all about their religion without traveling to Israel. The president has to glorify God and complete the building to show his appreciation to what God has done for him and that he appreciates it. The Okyehene made these remarks over the weekend when the board of trustees of the National Cathedral of Ghana paid a courtesy call on him at Chebi. The board was at the Okyehene's palace to seek his support for the project. Board member Dr. Joyce Ayi said the controversy surrounding the project is not surprising due to the aggression of darkness against the light. Anytime a Christian project is about Joyce Ayi, I'm beginning to think that she's also lost her mind. When people grow old, sometimes they lose their minds. It hurts me. This is a woman I've held in high repute. How can you talk like a toddler? Where did you put your PhD? At home before you went to Okyehene who lacks wisdom? Why did you go there to display? I don't want to use that word. You want to build a cathedral. You will be shocked that the road leading to Joyce Aye's house is full of potholes. She doesn't care. It's all about God. Listen to what she's saying. It's a fight against darkness. So we, those who don't support the cathedral, we belong to Satan. That's the meaning. Look, Israel. Listen, oh, Israel has the tomb of Jesus, where Jesus was born. Israel has the tomb of Jesus. Yet bombs are flying there. Homosexuality is rife there. Israel, the so-called Holy Land, my brother, my sister, has had people's land usurped and taken away from them. And empty, ignorant Christians. I say, oh yeah, the Bible said it already. Yes, they have to be taken. People like Joyce Aye are dangerous, educated people. They sound so uneducated. And it's so sad. I'm sad to say this, but that's the truth. She said, the first traditional authority to be visited is the Okyehene, asking for support from the chiefs and people of Ochiman. That's what she said. This is the cathedral. Already they have doled out money for the design. This design you are seeing there. It's just a design. No? When you go there, it's a trench. It looks like a mass grave. This is what they wanted to do. God got so angry with them. Hit them with diseases. They started running to the white man's country to treat themselves. It started with the finance minister. Cancer of the something. I don't even know. He himself said that he's on serious medication. Then he started hitting them, one after the other, including Nanado himself. It's common wisdom. People like Joyce Aye, they are those who will tell you that when you are taking your tithes to church and you see a man who is dying, do not give the money to the man for health services to keep the man alive. Still take it to God. Reverend Bempa, what's his Kojo Bempa? That's the group. The church is now a business. So sad. Meanwhile, the man that you so eulogize, Jesus Christ, he was an anti-establishment person. He preached anti-establishmentarianism. You want to hear it again? Anti-establishmentarianism. Jesus Christ preached. Oh, when Moses was there, this was what we used to do. He said, hey, I've come not to pull down the laws of Moses, but to fulfill them. Don't do them again. When Moses was here, the Sabbath, we were not supposed to eat, even work. But you and your followers, you are not fasting. Say, hey, I come here for the sick, just like the doctor, not for the healthy. Hallelujah. Some of us were attracted to Christianity because of the rebel called Yeshua. He was a rebel. He pulled down all the structures of establishments and went his own way, preaching in the valleys and on the mountains, feeding the people rather than asking the people to feed him. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He didn't ask anybody to bring him tithes. He didn't ask anybody to bring him tomatoes and onions to fry chibum. No! He fed the people. When his disciples were working, he said, if you have to follow me, you must carry your cross. Stop all the work you are doing. You are from now going to live like poor people. Follow me. You will not fish anymore. If you fish at all, you will fish men. Do you understand it? You are going to fish men. No more tilapia. No more panla. You fish human beings. That's what he did. Which house did Jesus build? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did you wear Gucci and Gabbana? Eh? Did you see Jesus Christ wearing 6 billion city shoes? He was a simple man who was a rebel. Then you come and tell me to build a cathedral at the time people are dying all over the place. You think God will be happy with this? Dash it away. Now we have to look for serious-minded chiefs. If you realize your king is not wise, remove him. Free all and bring a chief who is wise. It's time for the youth. If the chiefs are behaving foolishly, excavate them, remove them. We are fed up with the chiefs who sold us into slavery. They didn't have wisdom. We are fed up with the chiefs who took us out and sold their own brothers and sisters into slavery. We are looking for chiefs who have hearts beating inside them, not chiefs who have hearts of stone. No, sir. Chiefs who have misplaced priorities. They are not wise. Come! Next. Only visionless countries celebrate loans. Roll the guns. Roll the guns. IMF reaches staff level agreement with Ghana on 3 billion ECF. The International Monetary Fund and the government of Ghana have reached a staff level agreement on economic policies and reforms to be supported by a new 3-year agreement under the extended credit facility of about 3 billion. Dash! They met and had a cantata exercise. This is the only country in the world that celebrates debt and loans. When it was announced that IMF had agreed to give Ghana a loan, they brought people from the North Bamaya. People from the Volta region to come and celebrate. They brought people all the way from Ashanti. The only country in the world that celebrates debt and loans. We should have hidden under the back of the yard, wearing sackcloth and covered our bodies with dust, as it was in the biblical days, to mourn. Your country is already in debt. You are running to the IMF. The IMF said, don't worry, we will saddle you in more debt. And you are celebrating. Finance minister came with his puffy face. You know, it's a lot of hard work. We will all... The French accented IMF representative. And then they clap. People ask questions. But one guy asked a very important question. He asked the finance minister, for how long would we continue going to the IMF? When would we be economically independent? And he asked the IMF man, are you happy that we keep coming to you every time? Are you putting plans in place to make this one the last one? They couldn't answer. Finance minister, oh yes, you know, we are putting, I said, this finance minister is a useless finance minister. Why should I listen to you? You are the same guy who said if, what's that thing? E-levy was passed, we will never ever go to the IMF. 2 weeks after the passage of e-levy, you went shamelessly knocking on the doors of IMF. You want me to forgive you? Hallelujah. Dash! Last thing and I'm gone. Watch it. What does it say? Polygamy versus LGBTQI. Now there's one man who's been championing a cause against LGBTQI+. And this is him, Sam Jatta. He sponsored a bill alongside some other people to fight against LGBTQI. The American ambassador to Ghana. That's her. This is the woman. She listens to my show on radio a lot. She likes my show. She likes the African history class. Listen to what she said. And what did Sam George also say? Watch this. We want your gay children to be safe. U.S. ambassador rebuffs claims of promoting LGBTQ in Ghana. Ha ha. United States ambassador, come! United States ambassador Virginia Palmer says calls for the protection of the rights of persons of same-sex orientation should not be misconstrued as attempt to promote such interests. Speaking on Joy News Foreign Affairs with Blessed Soga last Friday, the foreign diplomat noted that discrimination of all kinds is bad. Hence the need for social protection measures to protect the minority group. I also want to be really clear that we are not trying to be promoting homosexuality or anything like that. We don't want your straight children to be gay. We want your gay children to be safe. And I think it is very important that any sort of threat in one group demonstrates blah, blah, boom, 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 boom. Gay sex is already punishable in Ghana with a prison term of 3 years. That's the law of the country. Dash. Gay sex is punishable with a prison term. It's in our law. That's what the country says. It's a sovereign country. This is what it says. I am a marijuana advocate. It says if I'm caught smoking marijuana, I will go to jail. We have been talking to have that law repealed. In the interim, we obey it. My brother, my sister, Sam George came out and said, well, what the American ambassador is saying makes sense. But we cannot have a conversation now. We would want to have polygamy legalized in America so we can have this conversation. U.S. should first legalize polygamy before lecturing us about LGBTQ rights. Sam George. Dash. My brother, what Sam George is trying to say is very simple. Right now, as it stands, in our culture, polygamy is accepted. In our laws, polygamy accepted. But in America, it's not accepted. We haven't gone to America to say we are going to protect polygamists. What is the law saying about polygamy in America? Is it punishable? Do you go to jail? We haven't come to say we are here to protect polygamists. No. No ambassador from Africa has gone to America to say that, hey, we are here to protect polygamists and blah, blah. No. Your law is your law. That's why when you were going for the World Cup in Qatar, they said don't fly gay colors there. Do not also talk about homosexuality and lesbianism or kiss. When a plane landed with gay colors and flags all over it, it was asked to go back. It's just respect whilst the discourse is going on. I have my own views about lesbianism and homosexuality. Years back, it was considered a mental issue. Years back. In Ghana, Our psychiatrists still believe that it is a mental issue, mental disorder. In Ghana, our top psychiatrist, Dr. Kwesi, at the psychiatric hospital, he said it time and again. So if it is, the place for mentally ill people is not the jail, like it's done in Ghana, it's the hospital. That's my argument. But American ambassador says it's normal, there's nothing wrong with it. Protect the children. That's a different argument. Have you tried to prove to the Ghanaian psychiatrist that no, it's not a mental disorder, it's okay? That is what we call dialogue, discourse. If you have a superior argument, roll it out. Rather than always trying to seem to be more civilized than other people, whatever is practiced in your land is hook, line, and sinker perfect. Hook, line, and sinker. And whatever we practice is barbaric. Polygamy here is okay. There, you see it as barbaric. Have we come to tell you anything? So it's a discourse. If an African ambassador goes to America and sits with the American ambassador, he will try to bring an argument about polygamy. That is what we call what? He is going behind to be able to judge with the people. I leave it here. Come! So to the American ambassador, discourse is better. Converse. There's a word, I've forgotten that word. Judge with the people behind the curtains. If you have a superior argument, roll it out. We all have senses and brains. We can see an argument that is superior. Rather than trying to force it down the people using, I don't know what kind of tactics that is. I personally will not hurt any homosexual. I personally would like to know more why human beings do that. Exactly what I've been reading so much about it. The more I read about it, the more I get confused. Maybe somebody can explain it better. I'm open to that. I do not support homosexuals going to jail. No. I do not support homosexuals being beaten. Just like Kwesi say, who says it's a mental disorder. I would love that they will be put in a certain facility so that they can be checked. That's what I think. Because here in Ghana, Kwesi say, and some other people, as it was said in the past, it's a certain mental something. Is this against homosexuality? Am I saying anything bad about it? I do not know about it. The more I read about it, the more I get confused. Maybe you can explain it better. On this homosexuality note, and of course, on this note of polygamy as well. Hey! Wayo!